Hey everybody, this is QiWiz, and I'm going to try and fit a lot into 10 minutes so I can put it up on YouTube. I want to show you a top-down burn technique, which gives you a longer burn with less smoke. And I want to show you the new large pot supports. Let me start by showing you those. These are the large pot supports, and just like the small pot supports, they fit side to side in the stove. And what they do is they elevate a large pot, like this Evernew 1.3 liter, to be about 2 inches above the firebox, which gives more room for the heat to come out under the larger pot. So let's go ahead and show you the top-down burn. For that you need a little bit larger wood, maybe as small as your little finger or a little smaller, a little bigger than a pencil. Load that in, not too tightly but not too loosely, because you want to have enough to burn. We're going to actually see if we can bring 3 cups of water to burn with 1 fill of wood, which actually I know already you can do, but I'm going to try and demonstrate it here. So I'm going to load those in, and then you need something a little bit smaller. So I've got another group of wood here that's a little smaller than that. And then finally, to actually get the whole thing lit from the top, you need some kind of tinder. And I'm going to use just a Vaseline gauze, or I'm sorry, a cotton ball with some Vaseline in it. But before I light it, I want to put the pot supports on. We don't want to forget those because we're going to need those for our pot. So we'll put those on. And if you're familiar with the small pot supports, these basically go on the same way, just side to side on the stove. So there we go. Okay, then I'm going to light these and then put some even smaller tinder on top. So I've lit my cotton ball, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some smaller twigs on top of there. Let those get going. And basically what happens with this is that as the fire gets going, the coals drop down and light the wood that's underneath. And the reason a top-down burn is useful is because the flame, once it gets going, will burn some of the wood gas off so that it's less smoky. So there's a little bit of smoke. Some of it's just from the Vaseline. But you can see now that the wood is kind of started, there's really not a lot of smoke left coming off the fire. You can see I do have it on my windscreen underneath, the split windscreen, which serves as a ground shield. And while that's starting, I'm going to go ahead and put 3 cups of cold tap water into my Evernew pot. So as you can see, this is my 900 ml pot. It's just about full, up to 24 ounce mark. And put that in there. And then as soon as this gets going, we'll put the pot on top. Okay, it looks like the fire started, so I'm going to go ahead and put the pot on. Yeah, let's move this over here. So as you get into a new piece of wood, you do get a little bit of smoke, but really not very much at all. And you can see the fire coming up under the pot nicely. I'm going to just take another pause, and I'm going to start a timer now to see how long it takes to get my 3 cups of water to a boil, and whether this initial load will do it or whether I have to add any more twigs. Okay, we're coming up into just about 2 minutes into our burn, and you can see the fire's still going strong and very little smoke, just a few wisps here and there. So I think these higher pot supports do work well for a larger pot, and I actually want to thank Zelf, Dan, who gave me some critique on Backpacking Light that caused me to look into this a little bit more, and I think he's right. At least with a larger pot, the higher distance from the firebox works better. With a small pot, tall pot, Foster's can, Heineken can, the regular pot supports really work fine. But once you get to a 900 ml, and particularly anything larger than that, if it's a squat pot shape, you'll find that this works better. Just a quick bit of video to show you where we are at 4 minutes into our burn. And everything's still proceeding nicely. Don't hear the 3 cups of water boiling yet, but I'm a patient man. Okay, we're right at about 6 minutes now, and I can start to hear some boiling. I don't know if you can on the video, but it probably means we've got some small bubbles, and we do. We've got a little steam forming and some small bubbles. But let's see how long it takes it to get to real rolling. Okay, everybody, we're right at about 8 minutes now, and it looks to me like we might have a rolling boil. Let's go check. Still got plenty of fire. In fact, my guess is we're going to be able to simmer for a while. We'll see how long that is. We go check the fire. Yep, we got the rolling boil going. So let's see how long we can simmer. I'm not going to add any wood, but just continue to time it and see how long we last. Hey, this is QiWiz back again. We're at 17 minutes, and believe it or not, we're just at the end of the fire. Let's take a look. We've still got steaming water with a couple of bubbles coming up. And we still have a few coals left in the bottom of the stove. I gotta say, even though it's my stove, I'm pretty impressed. Anyway, have a good hike on the trail next time you're out in the backcountry, and keep it light. This is QiWiz.